So we live in Florida. So federal income tax comes out, and,
Mhm.
and we're fortunate where that's where it ends. So those are taxes that come out regardless of
Like, no matter
no
what, they're
matter
just
what.
coming out of
They're
your
coming
check.
out.
Okay.
Taxes. Yeah, it's like our swear word. There should not be one bucket that is heavily overweight with the vast majority of their assets. It's very much like a chess game. Your
Okay.
move can only be determined based on what the next person does.
All right, welcome back to Business Casual.
Yeah, thanks for joining us again. This is a fun couple weeks.
Yeah.
Again, kind of rolling right into holiday season now, in the thick of it. So we talked last week about what do we do? High level, financial advisors,
Yeah.
how can we help? Where do we benefit? Who should use us? Things like that. And
Mhm.
I know we've gotten a lot of feedback. Like one of the best parts of this show is we get people just friends, family, viewers kind of commenting and saying like, "Hey, tell us about this. Talk to us about this."
Yeah.
So we're always kind of backlogged with topics, and in kind of a 30-45 minute show, we're like, okay, how many things can we hit
Yeah.
in a particular show to make it dive deep enough, but also
Not
be
go
right, yeah,
too long,
not go too
yeah.
long and still have fun with
Go
some
down
of
a
these
rabbit
concepts.
hole.
Yeah. So what were the biggest things that came up this week?
So one of my friends mentioned they don't understand their paycheck.
Yeah.
They just don't know what's being taken out of it, what's going on at
Yeah.
all. So, could you maybe shed some insight what it kind of looks like?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy the amount of kind of cash flow erosion
Yeah.
that happens inside of a paycheck when you go in, you do your interview, and whoever the HR person or the hiring manager or whoever it
Mhm.
is like, "Great news, you're gonna make $60,000."
Right.
Okay, so I'm not like phenomenal at math, but 60 divided by 12 is 5,000.
Mhm.
So every check, if I get paid twice a month, is gonna be 2,500 bucks.
Right.
And now I look at my paycheck and I'm like, wait a minute. Why did I
This
not get
is
2,500?
yeah,
How
this
come I got
isn't
like
2,500.
1,700? So, yeah, what happens in this paycheck
Mhm.
from that top line number to what actually hits your bank account?
Yeah, what's going on?
So there's a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
So first stuff is the mandatory stuff, taxes.
Right.
Like,
Gotta pay him.
yeah, it's like our swear word.
Yeah.
Like, so we've got to pay him, but how do we get away with paying the least amount in the most effective way possible by
Mhm.
following all the rules? So taxes come out, and that varies drastically based on where you live.
Yeah.
So we live in Florida. So federal income tax comes out, and
Mhm.
we're fortunate where that's where it ends. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. So I had federal income tax come out, I had state income tax come out, I had local income tax come out.
My gosh.
Yeah, substantial. So
Yeah.
you live in a place like New York,
Mhm.
Illinois, Massachusetts, California. I mean, very high tax states, and Ohio was one of those as well.
Yeah.
So depending on where you live, your tax situation could be very different.
Mhm.
So that's income tax. Then there's another set of taxes, Social Security tax.
Yeah. What is Social Security tax?
So it's money that goes into the system to
Mhm.
provide Social Security for the people that are currently collecting it.
Okay.
So at one point in the future, we should collect it. But if you look at the statement online, it says that it's going to run out far before we will get it.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So it's an interesting concept where we are paying into a system that is giving people money,
Mhm.
and that may or may not be there for us in the future.
Even though
So
we're paying.
correct. So
Crazy.
that part of it, I don't know how to answer. Now, the part that we pay,
Mhm.
I do.
Yeah.
So there's a portion that comes from us as the employee and a portion that comes from us as the employer, or that comes from the employer.
Mhm.
Now, if you're self-employed, you pay both parts.
Okay.
And then there's 2 parts of that. So you have the Social Security component, and then you have a smaller portion, the Medicare component.
Yeah.
So those are 2 additional pieces that come out of your check. The
Mhm.
Social Security is phased out at a certain income. I think for 2025, it's somewhere around $180,000, and it's about 6% of each side. So
Yeah.
6 to 7% of each side of the equation. So about 14 to 15% of
Mhm.
your check from you and your employer goes to Social Security. There's another much smaller amount that goes to part 2 of that, and
Mhm.
that's unlimited. So you're not phased out. So if you make $1,000,000, you're paying that smaller percentage on that entire component of it.
Okay.
So those are taxes that come out regardless of
Like, no matter
no
what, they're
matter
just
what.
coming out of
They're
your
coming
check.
out.
Okay.
Now you get to start voting on stuff.
Yeah.
So, do you want health insurance?
Yes.
Most people do. So not only do you want health insurance, do you want dental? Do
Yes.
you want vision?
Yes.
Do you want disability insurance? Do you
Yes.
want life insurance?
Yes. I want
Okay,
all of the things.
right. So you check all of those, and there's a line item for those categories, and that gets deducted for voluntary benefits.
Okay.
Do you want to save?
Yes.
Okay. So maybe you put some money in a 401k or an HSA.
Mhm.
Those deductions come out.
Okay.
So however much you want to contribute to the 401k or the HSA, those get decreased from your paycheck as well.
Okay.
After all of that,
Mhm.
now the money hits your bank account.
Okay.
So depending on how many of those things you elect and what your taxes are,
Mhm.
it could be a drastic difference
Yeah.
between the number on the top and the number that actually hits that bank account.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are really shocked whenever they get their first check of where did all of this money go?
Yeah. I think they're making so much more than what's been giving back to them. It's a little like, where did all of my money go? Like,
Right.
hiding.
Yeah, it's crazy. But understanding it is really important because your
Mhm.
top line number versus your net number is very different. I mean, you have to think about it almost like a business owner of you have your revenue, but then you have your profit, and
Yeah.
they could be very, very different numbers.
Mhm. No, I think a lot of people my age, like, as I get my check every 2 weeks from here, and I don't really look at it too much, but I know, like, what the base number should be, like, after all the taxes and everything comes out, and I'm always just assuming it should be more,
Yeah.
but I'm just like, it's just, you know, I should look at it more. I don't really like, are those the only things that come out of, like, your week to week checks? Just, like, the insurance and the taxes and stuff?
It could be depending on the type of company that you work for. So for us personally,
Yeah.
there are a lot of other things that come out. So
Mhm.
we have to carry certain types of insurance. So in the event that we make a mistake or if something happens, like we have to carry errors and omission insurance. That comes out of our paycheck. So depending on how big of a book of business you have, that's a deduction that
Yeah.
that could come out. Other people could have medical or malpractice insurance come out. Industry specific, there could be additional things that come out of the paycheck directly,
Okay.
but for general purposes, kind of the first things that we went through were the
Yeah.
main ones.
You said, the 401k that comes out of your paycheck
Yeah,
every month? Um, and then your employer matches whatever you put into your 401k?
maybe.
Maybe. That
Yeah,
depends on the
it
company.
does.
Okay.
So if they match is a variable, and how much they match is a variable.
Okay.
So not all plans are created equal. Not all 401ks are created equal. Not all employers are created equal.
Yeah.
Same thing with health insurance. How
Mhm.
much an employer pays for your health coverage could vary.
Okay.
Some companies pay a higher percentage. You may, as the participant, pay a higher percentage. If you have family members, so spouse and kids on that plan, you may
Mhm.
pay a different amount for them than you pay for yourself as the employee. And it's really important to understand your benefits book to know exactly what you're getting into.
Yeah. Okay. Um, so what is the difference, like, between a Roth IRA and, like, 401k and, like, all of those things? Like, are they different?
Yeah. So 401k and IRA
Mhm.
are different from the standpoint that a 401k is sponsored by the company.
Mhm.
An IRA is an individual retirement account. So you do
Okay.
that on your own. The difference is how much can go in and typically what can be invested. So in a 401k, the employer picks what has the ability to be invested, and in an IRA, you pick or your advisor picks
Okay.
what can be invested in, and then how much can be contributed.
And then are there other accounts like that, or is it just the 2 of them?
So those are the retirement accounts, but then from the standpoint of Roth traditional, very, very different. So a traditional account is you put money in pre-tax,
Uh-huh.
the money grows tax deferred, and then whenever you take it out, you pay tax on it at some point in the future. You have to be 59 and a half to take the money out. So that is the
Right.
very, very earliest that you could do that.
Okay.
A Roth IRA is almost the exact opposite. So you put money in after tax, and you could have a
Mhm.
Roth 401k too.
Yeah.
Put money in after tax, the money grows tax free. And after 59, you can pull whatever the money is out with gains
Mhm.
completely tax free.
Okay. So that makes I feel like it's a little bit confusing as my age, I'm kinda like first, I'm like, I don't really know what you're talking
Yeah.
about, but I'm like, these are things that I should know about as I'm getting older, just like going into the business field and doing all these things. So it's very interesting to hear that, like about 401ks. Should I be starting a 401k like right now?
So if your company has one, you
Mm,
may be auto enrolled.
okay.
I think that it's very important to work in kind of like an order of operations scenario to
Yeah.
figure out if putting money in the 401k is the right move at the right time. So, one of the things that a lot of people do early on is I think that they get involved in the 401k potentially too early.
Okay.
They want to build up cash, they want to buy things, they want to get out of debt, and they're putting money in the 401k, which they're getting a match, but they're locking it up until they're 59 and a half.
Yeah.
So in your scenario, that's 35, 40 years away.
Uh-huh.
So it's great that you're saving and you're putting money away, but how much more could you get out of having the liquidity of money today and
Right.
getting the things that you want to get? And I think that a lot of people don't understand the difference between liquid assets and illiquid assets.
Yeah. What is the difference? What like I hear you guys talk about it all the time, but what actually is like a liquid asset and
Sure.
what is not a liquid asset?
Yeah. So liquid assets are things that you could get access to in a relatively short period of time.
Okay.
So think about your bank account.
Mhm.
You can go on and I would say write a check showing my age, but you can wire somebody or Zelle somebody
Yeah.
money right away. You can Venmo somebody cash and have it be in their account tomorrow.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
completely liquid.
Okay.
Okay.
So like the 401k that wouldn't be liquid because you
No,
don't have access to it now.
no. If you're over 59, it has
Then
a lot more liquidity.
okay.
Now, things like stocks and bonds, you can't just use them like a bank account, but within a day or a couple days, you can sell them and have access to the cash.
Mhm.
So they have more liquidity than a retirement account if you're young, but still less liquidity than cash.
Mhm.
Something like a home or real estate, there's value in it. But again, like this building that we're in, my partners and I own it.
Yeah.
We can't really get cash from this today.
No.
We would have to sell it or
Uh-huh.
take some type of loan from it in order for it to be a liquidity event. So it's a heavier lift to get money out of a physical asset than it is something that is cash.
Right.
So we love the idea of our clients being far more liquid than illiquid, especially at stages of their life like we talked about last week
Mhm.
where we know you're going to spend the money.
Right.
So somebody's going to be buying a ring. Somebody's
Mhm.
going to be buying a house. Somebody's going to be paying for a wedding.
Yeah.
We can't do that with 401k dollars. And if we do, we pay a very steep penalty and tax to use that money.
Yeah. I don't think I ever realized that like you could be like potentially harming like well, not harming, but just kind of like setting yourself up not so much for success if you were putting money into your 401k like now.
Yeah, and again, it's tough because I love 401ks. Like
Yeah.
I do. It's a huge part of my business and I think they're phenomenal vehicles. I just think for every person, they should look at what they're trying to accomplish and do things in the right order.
Right.
So if you have all of your liquid situation handled and you've got your savings for all of your life events for the next couple of years, absolutely go crazy. Put money in the 401k if you don't need it and you can lock it up for a long period of time.
Yeah.
You're going to get a ton of benefit from doing that.
Mhm.
But if you want liquidity and if you want more tax advantage rules and different things like that, there are other things that you should be doing too.
Yeah.
I am a huge believer in clients and really all people should have a lot of different buckets of money. There should not be one bucket that is heavily overweight with the vast majority of their assets.
Yeah. Okay.
So I like diversification because we just don't know where the world is going.
Mhm. So, what do you mean by that? Like, what do you recommend for somebody to have different buckets of money?
Sure. So owning a business, I think, is one that people either do or don't.
Mhm.
So that's changed a little bit since COVID. I think that there are a lot of people that now have LLCs or have like a gig
Yeah.
and they'll go out and they'll drive Uber or they'll flip different things. Like I have friends that are into shoes and
Mhm.
they'll go and they'll find really cool rare shoes. They'll buy them under market and then they'll flip them at a premium because they just know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
I mean, these are teachers, lawyers, just people that are into a hobby that enjoy it.
Yeah.
My friends and I do it with sports cards.
Mhm.
So you could be in any walk of life and have a W-2 income and have something like this that's generating money that becomes a business. I think
Right.
before that was less likely.
Mhm.
I think because of inflation, you see a lot more people that are driving Uber, Uber Eats, doing the shop,
Yeah, definitely.
whatever the grocery delivery service, things like that. And so you can own a business or not. So I don't think that having business equity is for everybody, but more people are getting into it.
Yeah.
Everybody should have some type of cash account, checking, savings, probably both.
Mhm.
Everybody should have some type of non-retirement investment account.
Like what?
It's just really anything. So if you're conservative, it could be conservative investments, it could be aggressive investments. The makeup of the portfolio, I'm less concerned about,
Yeah.
but something that is growing in a non-retirement account where they're accumulating capital gains versus ordinary income, I think is
Okay.
really important because it adds more liquidity. I like the idea of clients having cash value.
Mhm.
So I'm a huge proponent of protection. I've done this for 15 years. I've had clients pass away. I've had clients that have become disabled. I love clients having some amount of permanent insurance that provides cash and liquidity for them forever.
Mhm.
So that's a very liquid asset that I'm a huge fan of clients having. Then you go into things that are getting more illiquid. So real estate.
Yeah.
If you live here, you probably have real estate. So I joke, if you live south or in the middle of the country, most of
Mhm.
those people own real estate.
Yeah.
The farther you go to the outside, so your New Yorks, your Massachusetts, your Californias, a lot of people rent.
Yeah.
So people own in kind of the suburban areas,
Mhm.
but so real estate may or may not be for everybody.
Yeah.
But I think for the vast majority of people, owning some type of real estate is something that they want to do. Statistics say that it's becoming less and less popular. Renting is becoming a new norm, so that will be interesting to see kind of how that shifts, but I like people having some component of real estate.
Really, like, I've always heard, like, just owning your own house is such a big, huge asset. It's very beneficial in certain ways.
Yeah, we could probably do a whole show on that
Yeah.
where there are truths to it, but then there are
Mhm.
also some things where the upkeep of the home and
Yeah.
is the house really worth how much more whenever you go to sell it, commission rates when you sell it, fees,
Mhm.
all of that stuff. There are a lot of people that are finding that mathematically based on what they want, proximity, what they could afford, the down payment that goes into it,
Yeah.
that renting becomes a better math equation for them.
Yeah.
And we can stress test it. I own
Yeah.
just where we live. It's doesn't make a ton of sense for me to rent here.
Mhm.
If I lived in a big city, I don't know what my answer would be. So
Yeah.
I have friends that are very successful that rent and own in big cities, and it works for them.
Yeah, no, I see a lot of the benefits in renting just because 'cause I'm, like, renting now,
Yeah.
and I don't have to pay for anything else.
Yeah.
It's just the rent, and it's like I'm not paying for water, I'm not paying for utilities, I'm not paying for literally anything
Yeah.
except my monthly rent.
And that's nothing that goes wrong.
Yeah.
So I have a house that in the 5 years I've been there has gotten hit by 2 hurricanes where insurance doesn't cover the vast majority of the stuff that happens to
Yeah.
the outside of my house. So my landscaping, my trees, my dock, my
Yep.
boat lift, my electrical, all of that stuff is now an expense to me. And because I live there and because I love it, I want
Yeah.
to fix it. but that becomes an exorbitant cost that I never planned on having be part of the equation of me getting appreciation in my home.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the final part is kind of the retirement piece.
Mhm.
So the 401k, the IRAs, the Roth, the pension, all of that. And then mixed in there are all different types of things. So whether it be coins, whether it be collectibles, whether it be different things like that, cars, those are all things that kind of fall in the middle of illiquid or liquid, where you could sell them probably in some type of market, but you're not locked up by rules
Yeah.
of how you should do it. But I'm a big fan of clients having anywhere from 5 to 10 different buckets of money that they could draw from because taxes are going to change, their income is going to change, their life situation is going to change.
Yeah.
So having options is better than not having options.
Definitely. I think it's more beneficial to like have multiple savings accounts or multiple kind of places to store or stash your money.
Yeah.
And then like what kind of accounts would you like are there certain accounts where you can like they have percentage rates where you like what are they called? Where you put money in your account and then you get a percent back?
The
Like
rate of return is, like, higher than
yeah,
other
Sure.
so
accounts?
your rate of return could be higher in certain like types of accounts than like a regular plain old savings account.
So if we're talking about cash, there are different types of accounts that either like a high yield savings or a money market
High
account.
yield savings account, I
So
think that
so
sounds
those
better.
will give you different ranges of income, again, being very safe. So we're in an interest rate environment where yesterday they had a Fed meeting saying that they cut rates again another quarter point.
Okay.
There's another meeting before the end of the year that could or could not create another interest rate decrease.
Mhm.
So as that stuff happens, you're going to see that the rates in money market accounts and high yield savings and things like that start to go down.
Yeah.
So we need to be aware of things like that because there are clients that we have that are like, I'm getting 5 or 6% in my bank account. I'm like, that can't be true anymore. Maybe at one point it was, but
Okay.
now maybe it's in the low fours or maybe now it's even in the threes. And should we look at a different place to put that money?
Yeah. Are those types of accounts like also liquid or are those
Those are
not
very
liquid?
liquid.
Those are?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So any type of cash money market, those are very liquid, great places to hold safe money, especially
Mhm.
if you're going to be using it in the next 6, 12, 18 months.
Yeah.
Those are really a place, especially for that duration, where I don't encourage clients taking a substantial amount of risk if they know that they need the money.
Okay.
So preserve the money, get some level of rate of return, but if we know we're spending it, keep it very, very safe.
Yeah.
If we start to go out farther than that, we can start to look at things that have a greater rate of return and maybe take a little bit of risk with it.
Right. And what do you mean when you say risk?
So the potential for it to go down.
Okay.
So let's say that today you're planning an event and I don't know, let's say the down payment of a house and you
Mhm.
have $25,000 and you know in the next 12 months you need $25,000 for the down payment of your house.
Yeah.
Let's just put it away. Lock it
Okay.
up and if we get a rate of return, that's a bonus.
Mhm.
If we invest it and you have 25,000 and the market goes the wrong way and then 12 months from now we only have 20,000, we
Yeah.
defeated the whole purpose of what we were doing. So the risk of getting 30
Mhm.
versus the risk of losing 5 and having it go to 20, in my eyes, in that short period of time, isn't worth it.
Yeah.
Now, if you said, at some point in the future, I want to buy a vacation home. And I
Mhm.
said, Kelsey, okay, perfect. Where, when, all that stuff. And you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want to save for it.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Let's put money away. Let's take a little bit of risk because that time frame could be 5 years from now, 10 years from now.
Mhm.
And the money that we can make over a longer period of time is a little bit more predictable than in a short period of time.
So like how do you determine how much risk to take per client?
We really work closely with them to figure out what their general feel is at first.
Okay.
So I think it really ranges from person to person. Some clients are just naturally very safe and conservative.
Mhm.
Some clients are just pure risk takers. So that's component one. Just what is their gut feeling about risk?
Yeah.
Then we start to break down kind of the time frame and the goals that they're putting in place.
Mhm.
And we coach them to say, okay, if you want to accomplish something relatively quickly, like we don't need to take a ton of risk. And even if we took a ton of risk, the reward may not be as big as the loss.
Right.
The longer the duration, the more comfortable we are taking more risk with something. And then
Okay.
again, the palate of the client really determines how much risk we take.
So you treat every client just based off their own
Yep.
personality. You don't advise them to like maybe if they're super safe with their money to if you if like they are thinking about taking a higher risk, you ever advise them to take the risk or just kind of like step back?
We give them the benefits of doing it,
Mhm.
kind of guiding a client to be riskier than they are hasn't been good. So
Yeah.
if a client is second guessing what they're doing, if they're nervous about where it's at, now we can show people if you're ultra conservative and we can't get you to the finish line,
Mhm.
then we need to be happy with the result based on what they're willing to kind of give us.
Yeah.
Some people will then say, okay, well, we are comfortable being a little bit more risky, knowing that we can have a better outcome.
Yeah.
Typically, we're talking to people the other way. So clients will come in and they're like, I'm an ultra risk taker. I've been a business owner forever. I want maximum risk, maximum return. And we're like, you can take far more risk off the table, still have a very, very favorable outcome, and not have to worry about everything. You still have the potential for high return,
Yeah.
but there's no reason to take excess risk. So I would say it's far more clients telling us that they're more risky and us talking them down to being more conservative
Okay.
because of what their goal is, and we can accomplish that with far less risk than it is somebody that's conservative and us trying to get them to a point of being more risky. Those just typically aren't good relationships for us.
Yeah. No, it's kind of like what you said earlier, I think is so smart that just like if they're not okay with the like the worst possible version, like worst possible outcome, they're not okay with that, then like they shouldn't go through with the risk or whatever they're trying to do.
Right. Yeah, we have to be very, very conservative in our estimates.
Mhm.
So we have a lot of really good calculators, but all of the information that we're using is wrong. I don't know what's going to happen in 5 years, let alone in 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's
So,
impossible to predict.
right. So to tell you when you go to retire, this is what you need
Yeah.
is made up.
It's yeah.
It's absolutely made up. So we need to work together on an annual basis and figure out, okay, what is the best decision that we can make based on
Mhm.
the new information that we have.
Yeah.
So for people that play chess, it's very much like a chess game. Your
Okay.
move can only be determined based on what the next person does.
Okay.
So I make my move, you
Mhm.
make a decision. What I wanted to do before that may be different based on what you did.
Okay.
Then I make my move. Then that impacts your decision. That's how we do our planning. I have no clue what the political climate's going to be, what the economic climate is going to be. I have no
Mhm.
clue if people are going to have more kids than they expect, less kids than they expect, if they're going to want to retire early, if they're going to want to work later.
Yeah.
All of it is made up information for something so many years down the road. All we can do is make the best decision on the day that we're making the decision.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you use any like kind of resources or tools or websites or like anything like that to just kind of predict so you can help your client make a decision?
Not a lot of predicting. We use a lot of software planning tools,
Yeah.
so we can forecast out what we think will happen,
Yeah,
again, based
like
on somewhat reasonable estimates based on past data.
mhm.
But we tell people, like, the past performance doesn't predict what will happen.
Right.
You can look at historical data of market returns, and then you could look at the market returns since I've been in my career. So a
Mhm.
15-year period, the market has done substantially better than it's done from the overall global exposure of what the market has done lifetime.
Yeah.
So, like, that's skewed. So I can say in my career, that's been a fairly long time. The market has done this.
Mhm.
It's potentially an anomaly. Now, we could look 15 years in the future and it could do twice as good as it did during the last 15 years. I have no clue.
Yeah.
I just came in at a very good time where the market has been very, very fortunate to my clients.
Mhm.
And I could be in for 15 years where it does the complete opposite. So we
Yeah.
need to plan for that.
Yeah. I mean, you never really know what's gonna happen.
No.
It's yeah.
And more so with what's going to happen with people's lives and health and everything else. Somebody could lose a job
Mhm.
or get hurt or sick or lose a family member far faster than they can pick a stock and have it double or triple in value. So
Yeah.
we need to plan for life events, not just market performance.
Yeah. That's definitely more important, I think, for especially people my age, just starting out, doing things like that.
Well, the biggest thing is when I talk to young clients is what if something happens? If you lose your job or if you get sick or hurt or
Mhm.
say you're in a relationship and you get an apartment or a house with your significant other and it doesn't work out, I go, like is your first option to just like go live with mom and dad?
Yeah, like there's no security
Right.
at our age, like at all.
Right. So it's just now, okay, my default is I just have to go back to being like in my high school bedroom.
Yeah, you got to start over essentially.
Right.
Like,
So we try to teach people independence. We try to get people to a point of getting to that financial independence or some level of financial security so that they can make decisions on their own and not have
mhm.
the fear of if something crazy happens, now mom and dad are back taking care of me.
Yeah.
And we find that that's one of the biggest fears of people in your demographic is like kind of going back and resetting.
No, it definitely is. Definitely one of my biggest fears
Yeah.
cuz like I guess you just don't want to come off to seem like to other people and to yourself that like you couldn't make it or that it's like a failure or whatever, but I think people just need to realize that they need to start with like baby steps and they need to take their time getting where they want to go.
For sure.
Mhm.
So somebody that wants to climb like Mount Everest,
Yeah.
they don't just go and like do it
Like
on
you
their
can't
own.
yeah, you can't just do that right away.
No. So you probably have to train. You
Uh-huh.
probably have to be in good physical shape. You have to do some like altitude training, but then you hire a Sherpa.
Mhm.
So these are people that live in the area. They know the paths to get through the mountain and they
Yeah.
will coach you through it. It doesn't make it easier, but I mean, it does make it easier. It doesn't make it just like simple,
Mhm.
but they give you the best chance to succeed.
And that's like having a financial
And
advisor.
that's what we do is we
Yeah.
don't make the situation easier from the standpoint of saving for the client or making them do these different things. We just show them the path to take
Right.
to make succeeding easier.
Yeah. I think that's what a lot of young people my age need.
I agree. I think that the sooner people understand how money works, this really, really scary kind of money problem that this country has starts to go away. I mean, we as a country, we live like we're spending on a credit card. Our government is currently shut down. By the time this airs, I don't know if it still will be. But the debt is racking up on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And it's no different than how individuals live. Is their household, the debt is running up on a daily basis. They're not paying down. They're not saving enough. They don't understand how their paycheck works. They don't understand how their retirement works. They don't understand how their savings works.
Mhm.
And we really need to get people to a point of financial literacy, not that they need to be experts, but that they can trust somebody. And I
Yeah.
think our industry has done probably not the best job of letting people know that they can trust people like us because there are so many different versions of who we are. And that's
Yeah.
why again kind of go back to go online and do due diligence and check on who your advisor is
Yeah.
to make sure that they haven't done anything bad. And most of us really care and want to just help people.
Mhm. Yeah. No, I think it's definitely finding a financial advisor is probably the best first steps you could make, like as a person my age. And obviously, like checking with them and making sure that you connect with values and you're
Yeah.
able to trust them because otherwise, like, you don't know what's going to happen.
And it's like a good long-term relationship. I have
Yeah.
such quality friendships that have come from people that have become my clients. We've built really good relationships, our families, our friends. And I think once you start to see that where somebody was a complete stranger and now they've become a close friend because of
Hmm.
our professional relationship, they're like, "Okay, like why would this person try to hurt me?" And
Yeah.
not that I have that relationship with all of my clients, but I treat them all the same way
Hmm.
from the standpoint of caring for them as if they were one of my best friends.
Yeah. And that's a really good strategic business move.
And it's a team that does it. I mean, I wish I
Yeah.
could say like I do it all on my own. I have a gigantic team of people that helps us and we have a whole firm behind us that is
Hmm.
making sure that all of our clients are taken care of.
Right. Yeah. No. When you're working somebody like that close with somebody and they know all your financial information, like I feel like it's a good thing to be have a good connection with
Yeah.
them. Like, it just makes it easier and better, and, like, then you can trust them more,
Yeah.
so
So I appreciate the fact that you brought in a lot of these questions. Again, for those online, Troy will put up our different social media handles, reach out to us, comment on the page. We're launching a new business casual page on Instagram that probably will be live by the time this comes out. So that'll be in
yes.
there. But give us all of the information that you guys want, things that you want to hear about, things that you want to learn about. We want this to be educational, fun. If you want in-depth stuff, we're happy to dive deep. We're doing surface level stuff, and then we want to be able to provide much more in-depth things through kind of the interactions that we have with you on our page, or through kind of an actual consultation with one of our advisors, or however you want to proceed with that.
Mhm.
So reach out and create some interaction with us. We love the fact that we can answer questions for you.
Yeah.
Registered representative and financial advisor, Park Avenue Securities, LLC, PAS, OSJ 14021, Metropolis Ave, Fort Myers, Florida 33912 239 561 2900. Securities products and advisory services offered through PAS, member FINRA, SIPC. Financial representative of the Guardian Life Insurance Company of America, New York, NY. PAS is a wholly owned subsidiary of Guardian. Alliance Financial Group is not an affiliate or subsidiary of PAS or Guardian. CA Insurance License Number 0M21715. AR Insurance License Number 158383330.